1 street south of Russell, approaching Serrano. Approaching Hobart.
Franklin.
Goes on King Street, goes Franklin.
Come eastbound on Franklin.
Eastbound Franklin.
Hey, split top underneath my light. He's trying to park right here. Kingsley, Franklin. Disregarding to me back. Westbound Franklin, split top.
Perfect, westbound Franklin.
Eastbound Franklin towards Western.
Eastbound Franklin towards Western.
Southbound Western. And verify we have an instant commander monitoring.
Perfect, no southbound West. Instant Commander Clinton.
920.
Roger that, 920. He's going to be pulling in northeast corner, Western, and Hollywood.
Suspect pulling northeast corner, Western Hollywood.
Back out to Hollywood southbound. Left turn on Hollywood, guys. He's going to be going eastbound Hollywood, northbound Serrano.
Suspect northbound Serrano. Units no frequency, continue to stand by.
And man, if we can get some Hollywood units over here, it's going to be northbound Serrano, or correction, Harvard approaching Russell, back eastbound Russell.
Suspect now northbound Harvard approaching Russell. Now eastbound Russell. Air 10's requesting Hollywood units to respond at 10036.
Southbound Harvard towards Hollywood Boulevard.
Southbound Highway towards Hollywood Boulevard.
Eastbound Hollywood.
It's now eastbound Hollywood.
Through Normandy.
Suspect now through Normandy.
Approaching Vermont.
Approaching Vermont.
He'll be through Vermont, still eastbound Hollywood Boulevard.
Metro 21 still eastbound Hollywood, still Vermont.
Northbound 1 street east of Hollywood, or correction, 1 street east of Vermont, going back northbound.
North 23 with the pursuit.
Hey, slick top, he's coming back at you, underneath my light here. Eastbound towards Vermont.
Eastbound towards Vermont.
Copper.
It's going to be eastbound Hollywood through Vermont.
Brian,
No, eastbound Hollywood to Vermont.
Identify primary and secondary. Still eastbound Hollywood through Edgemont.
Oh, there we go. 9
George 21, I believe 9 George 21, 9 George 22.
Roger, 2122.
I'm assuming that's the guy because the light's on him.
Started in the valley, San Fernando Valley. Apparently police trying to pull this person over, possibly an attempted murder suspect. We don't know if this person ran a stop sign or if they ran a light or what it is that triggered police to start following this person. We're not sure exactly how they know what this person is wanted for.
Tom, it looks like possibly the person may have gotten out of the vehicle there. Nope. Backing back out. It looks like someone's running. Someone came out of that vehicle and is running, but the driver just continues to take off here. Producer, if we know what street this is, I haven't heard an update, but you can see LAPD following that vehicle, trying to get it to stop. But at this point, it looked like it might have stopped. Someone might have gotten out, but that driver keeps taking off. And Tom, as you said, we believe the original want here is an attempted murder suspect.
That's correct. And our understanding right now is that LA Metro was pursuing this person, following this person. So at some point, obviously, I mean, just absolutely crazy speeds right there. This is very dangerous, very reckless driving. You're not looking at a freeway here. These are surface streets in Hollywood. We don't know the exact street right now, but I can tell you this
We're hearing it's westbound Franklin, our producer just told me.
Okay. Well, you can see absolutely horrific in terms of speed there and the kind of potential damage this person can do going that quickly with traffic on a Saturday night in Hollywood.
Rick? Okay, cool. Copy. This is Hollywood. East Hollywood. Hey, Booth, I can hear you. I can hear you now. Looks like he's getting back on the freeway. Northbound 101.
That got out, but whoever this is, they are trying desperately to get away. But you can't see any pursuing cruisers there behind. We don't know if there are officers that are close behind. Obviously, we can see that spotlight there. That is not from news choppers. That is from the LAPD chopper. So we know that they are being pursued, at least from the air. We don't know how far behind police cruisers are. And you can see just how much faster this driver is going relative to other traffic on that freeway right now.
And Tom, we do have retired Police Sergeant Patrick O'Malley, I believe, on the phone right now.
Weaving in and out of traffic on the 101 northbound. All right, we're losing them around the hill. We're going to get them, though. Hey, Booth, I can hear you. Are we coming to this? Are we going to go on air? Catherine, are we not going to go on air with this? Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Booth, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Booth, can you hear me? Booth, can you hear me? Booth, can you hear me? Okay, copy.
LAPD and probably LA County Sheriffs, and between them, they'll probably put 1, 2, or 3 helicopters up above, and then just monitor it from the air for now.
And then when you have someone that is, when you have 2 people, like you said, maybe dropped off, they obviously have to bring more units to that scene to investigate that angle of it, and then they've got to keep the investigators on this as well. At this point, with this going the way it is, they can't back off, right? I mean, this is something, if this is an attempted murder suspect, they can't just let this person go.
No, they won't let him go. The scene where he pulled up and dropped the people off, they'll bring units into that area, and they'll establish a perimeter in that area and start a search for those suspects that they dropped off. And then this just turns into basically another scene.
Try and get a little bit of a better shot here overhead directly. There's some traffic coming up here. Very dangerous maneuvers here. Suspect having to slam on the brakes and just inching around some of those cars here. Continuing northbound on this 170 freeway. The next intersection is going to be the 101 and the 5. This started when... This is going to be a Dodge Charger, so that's going to be a car very capable of high speeds, maybe not outrunning LAPD, but definitely giving them a run for their money. Well, yes and no, Kathy. I mean, this is a murder suspect. This is a suspect that they're going to want to definitely get behind bars.
Felony armed suspect. And the only good thing right now is that this guy keeps turning his lights off, but the new technology cars have the lights that stay on in the front. Mm-hmm. So if it wasn't for that, this car would be completely blacked out. 125, 150 miles an hour is coming at you, and you wouldn't see anything. But luckily, the headlights are staying on in this incident.
What's crazy is our speedometer is showing 160 miles per hour at times right now. I mean, I've never seen a chase at this speed. I'm sure it's happened before, but in my experience as a reporter, 193 miles is what our speedometer is registering at this point. I don't know what kind of car that is. It's tough to make it out, but I mean, I would render a guess.
And give or take, Tom, I think our speedometer might be going a little crazy here. We're seeing the numbers reach up to 200.
I mean,
I've never seen a vehicle even go 200. But with speeds this quick, how long can this driver really continue on?
I think the speeds that are showing 150 are probably pretty accurate. I had heard that it was a newer Dodge Challenger.
Oh, right.
So, he's full throttle, and these cars, they'll go. The unfortunate thing is he's going to make one wrong move here, and when he does, he's going to spin all over the freeway, and you just hope that it doesn't injure any innocent people or the suspect himself.
And so are police just kind of now at this point kind of strategically being positioned around the area? Like you said, they're kind of putting out a call to various jurisdictions where their trajectory at this point is going. So you kind of have to make some guesses here, maybe alert the areas of where, in the direction of this freeway here. Is that kind of what they have to do? Because obviously you're not going to have a fleet of police cars going 150 miles per hour chasing this guy.
No, they probably don't have many cars that were originally on it anymore, because that was LAPD. I know it had gone into the Hollywood division was the last thing I had heard. And now it's just CHP is being notified. And so as it enters into each CHP jurisdiction, they'll have CHP officers on the freeway waiting just in case he passes or there's an accident. But you see the helicopter with the light on it.
Really close to that vehicle.
The main point of the light on it right now is really to just warn people that this is going on and that this guy is coming up on them so fast.
Right, and now we see him exiting the freeway there.
On Paxton.
Yeah.
He's exiting the 5 freeway in the Pacoima area on Paxton, getting back onto surface streets. And this is where it can get very dangerous, because this driver, I should say, has been driving on the other side of the roadway at times. You can see it's getting off there on Paxton Street in Pacoima. And really, this is where it can get dangerous, right? Because we're continuing to see this driver just hitting crazy speeds. And then going on the opposite side of the roadway. Do you think police will then catch up with him here?
They will try, but this was much safer and much better on the freeway than it is on side streets, because the suspect clearly, does not want to go back to jail and is trying to get away as fast as he can.
And we want to point out right now that that vehicle, we believe, may be under that bridge. We cannot see our signals going in and out here. But there we go. We see that driver once again. It looks like it maybe that driver did a U-turn going the opposite direction here.
Yeah. Looks like he was trying. I mean, and he has to know, based on the fact that he's got, and we're using the pronoun he. We don't know if it's a man or a woman driving this car, but they have to know with this spotlight on them, that they're being pursued. So clearly this is a panicked, frantic person who knows, as you pointed out, Patrick, that they have the very likely scenario is they're going back to jail, and this person is behaving like someone who is in absolute peril, who is not willing to, to do that.
Have any indication of who the vehicle is owned by or where it is actually registered to? So they're going to definitely want to keep an eye on this driver because they want the driver. Yep. Back on the freeway, southbound 5. Yeah, picking up speed southbound 5, so now we're going back into the San Fernando Valley. We never really left the San Fernando Valley, but we came up north to Pacoima. Never
at night with all these other vehicles around, that he more than likely would be able to lose the eye from the sky. And these guys are doing a really good job because it's really hard to lose, especially a black car with no lights on doing these U-turns so fast. So these guys are on them. They may have more than one helicopter up above, too. So then they'll have 4 eyes that are down there, and they're doing a really good job keeping up right now.
And those as you said, and you made such a good point, that the automatic lights, those orange lights there, are just such a dead giveaway. There's no way this guy can really hide because there's literally not a single other car on the road that has those. If you look at all the cars he's passing, he's almost better off turning on his headlights or her headlights because those would be more indistinguishable than the ones that they have on the daytime running lights.
Yeah, those lights are helping everything tonight. They're warning the people that he's coming up on. They can really see them coming super fast. And it's also helping the helicopters to keep an eye on the suspect vehicle.
Looks like he's getting back off the 5 freeway now at Laurel Canyon Boulevard in the Sun Valley area, back on surface streets, which we don't want to see because it looks like this driver continues to make U-turns in the middle of the roadway, not even in intersections. And just this is really where it becomes a hazard for other drivers. It looks like he's slowing down right now, possibly into... Oh, no, getting back on the freeway there.
Patrick, when you see the situation, is it one of these things where the police and pursuing agencies are kind of sitting back a little bit because they know they can't go 190 or 150 miles per hour, and they know that if they have the chopper in the sky, that it's just a waiting game? Is that kind of what they have to do at this point? Hope this guy slows down?
Yeah, the helicopter is giving all the directionals of the suspect vehicle, all of the streets, the speeds, everything. So everybody that's on the frequency, be it LAPD, CHP, everybody is hearing where this vehicle is at all times. And a lot of the officers that are in the area or on the call, they're paralleling it. They're staying out of the way so that they don't get hit themselves. But if he is to bail, jump out of the car or anything like that, they'll be in the area very quick, set up a perimeter, and then work on taking the suspect into custody.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us here, you're watching as police are pursuing a possible attempted murder suspect. They are on the northbound 5 freeway right now through the Arleta area, speed sometimes reaching about 150 miles per hour here. A very dangerous situation for other drivers as well as police, which is why we're seeing police pull back a bit. At one point, we did see this driver possibly drop off 1 or 2 people. We do have retired Sergeant Patrick O'Malley on the phone with us. And Sergeant, what were you hearing from your sources about this driver, and what do we know about the person behind the wheel?
Originally, I heard that it was 2 to 3 murder suspects. And then as it went from LAPD jurisdiction to jurisdiction, it was changed to attempt murder suspects, and that there was possibly 2 of them. So I think they dropped off the 1. So I would assume that there is either 1 or 2 still in the vehicle. And, as you can see, he's picking up speeds again, got up to about 150 miles an hour again. and is driving the same as he was before.
What is incredible is that he has not hit anybody, or she has not hit anyone. This car has been weaving through traffic at crazy breakneck speeds, not just on the freeways, as you both were mentioning, also on surface streets in Hollywood, right in the thick of Hollywood there, and somehow managing to just absolutely come within razor-thin distances of hitting other cars. It did not appear so far that anyone's been hit, but like just right there, I mean, you've got this person, you know, speeding up and slowing down. I don't know if our speedometer is correct, but we were showing speeds of pushing 200 miles per hour. So certainly it is way more. The speeds are way more intense than we would like them to be. Patrick, what happens now as this just goes on? Is it just kind of like waiting for this person to run out of fuel?
Yes, that's the hope right now. Obviously, he's going to keep driving at these speeds until he does run out of gas. And at 150 to 175 miles an hour, a car like this is just drinking gas quickly. Yeah. So the hope is that he keeps circling the same general area of the 5 freeway and the other freeways he's been on, and that he just runs out of gas. And the second he runs out of gas, the helicopters will be overhead to lead the units into the area and hopefully take them into custody safely.
And I wonder, too, how many people are in that car. I mean, if 2 people got out, maybe it's just still the driver. Maybe there's still another person in there. As Leslie pointed out, too, there could be weapons in the car. We just don't know. We haven't seen anything being thrown from the car, but that could be, you know, he was under an overpass for a while, so we don't really know. Something could have been dumped there.
And it looks like he's getting off the freeway now, getting off the 5 once again, getting back onto surface streets. This now through the Granada Hills area. San Fernando Road here in Sylmar, I believe. But this driver just not really slowing down. And Patrick, you were saying that, oh, you know what? He actually is getting on the 210, excuse me. But Patrick, you were saying the driver actually trying to turn off the headlights.
Yeah, if you watch the back of the car, you can see when the lights go on and when they go off. Like now, there's no lights on the back of the car. Mm-hmm. Those are just the automatic driving lights, the yellow and the white on the front. And every once in a while, you'll see him turn on the lights, like there, or the brake lights come on, either one. And then so he must either he can't see those lights on the front, or he just doesn't realize that those are even on when he hits the switch.
And, you know, another interesting thing is I keep waiting to see if this person kind of pulls off in an area where, you know, often we see these things end in a neighborhood where the person knows the area. It doesn't look like that's happening, though. This person seems very haphazard and kind of like, you know, driving from one exit to the next without having any sort of direct.
Here.
Yeah, it looks like we lost. Oh, there we go. But yeah, it does not appear that the suspect knows really where they're going, or if they do, it seems kind of frantic and Patrick, is that something usually the investigators are looking to see? Is this person going to a neighborhood, going to a place that they know where they think they can hide out?
Yeah, that's a common tactic. And, you know, if this car has license plates on it and it's not stolen, they also know where the car is registered. So they'll send officers to the area that the car is registered at. If they do know the suspects, then they'll have all the information on the main suspect, if they know who it is, and they'll set up officers around his residence also. So it's just a lot of planning that's going on behind the scenes with dispatchers and investigators and officers. And then right now, as he goes from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, that keep advising those jurisdictions of what's going on, and they're just monitoring from the air.
And you know, the driver you're seeing, this is a pretty desolate area, but we're not seeing very many police officers behind him, police cruisers behind him. Patrick, can you talk about why that is at this point?
It's just too dangerous. When it gets up to these speeds and you have a helicopter above, there's just no reason for the officers to, try to chase him, push the limits of the speeds that he's going. So they'll just monitor from the air, and then hopefully he'll calm down a little bit, maybe think that there's no police behind him, and that might be when he jumps out and runs. So right now, for a little while there, you didn't see any helicopter light above. And, you know, that could be a tactic where they're hoping that he thinks he got away and maybe he'll get out on foot and take off running. So
good point. Yeah, that's
I have seen some smoke the last couple times, so I didn't know if that was dust from the road or if that was the car starting to malfunction. So we'll have to watch that also, Tom.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, and that's such a good point, though, about the spotlight coming off, because now you wonder, Well, is that even him? Because that doesn't have the, wait, unless he turned his lights on now.
Yeah, definitely different headlights that we were seeing in the past. It looks like, I don't know, maybe the car behind him, but we think this may be the vehicle here.
No.
It's hard to see because this area is so dark, so the chopper really working hard to keep up.
He stopped underneath that overpass. Your reporter lost him, so the car looked like it was smoking, and then he stopped under the underpass.
Interesting.
So we'll see what he should pick it back up when the police helicopter light should be on it, or the police helicopter should be following it.
Definitely. That's something interesting we're not seeing. The police helicopter light that we saw earlier over him. Now we're not seeing that. Is it because maybe they've lost him as well? Or do you think maybe they're just going to not shine it above him, hoping he'll come to a stop? And we might have lost a signal here as well.
Let's see here. Yeah, Patrick, I think, and yeah, like Patrick was saying, I think that's a good point about the, I think we're just now searching for it, right? It's kind of hard to tell. It's very dark out there. With the light on and our
Contact with the suspect here. We'll try and get them on the radio here. Where's the air unit?
definitely stay above to make sure we stay out of the this car is. We just don't, because
the air unit's calling out different things. Northbound Sierra Highway.
Yeah, I think that he probably parked.
Joining us here, this is an LAPD pursuit as police were trying to Our Sky 9 is trying to look for the vehicle, but we did see that several police cruisers were on their way. It looks like something may have happened here in the Santa Clarita area, but we don't have on that specific car that LAPD was pursuing, Tom, but speeds very reckless, at times up to 150 miles per hour, just whipping through the valley, whipping through.
LAPD backing up now. This is a LAPD unit backing up towards that vehicle that the air unit believes is the suspect, and the LAPD unit just declared that that is going to be different plates, not the suspect vehicle, according to at least that one unit on the ground. I'm going to swing the camera over back under that overpass and just see what, if anything, we have back there. A black four-door Charger is the one that we're looking for. Under what bridge? Is there another bridge up ahead? They believe that this suspect has Texas plates, and that's why that LAP unit drove by the other Charger that we thought might have been the suspect. They had California plates. And this is almost a surreal situation here. LAPD has lost the vehicle.
Art TV.
we're going to keep a close ear out to LAPD and CHP frequencies. But this is going to be a tough one here, folks. Somehow, the pursuit driver, a murder suspect that LAPD Van Nuys was following out of the San Fernando Valley, pulled under a bridge. Everyone lost sight of him. And what I think happened is he had those Dayrunner orange headlights on, and then he must have turned on the normal headlights trying to blend in with normal traffic, and just kind of either made a U-turn or continued on Sierra Highway. So this is going to be an all-out manhunt right now north of the 14 and the 5 freeway. You have LAPD, CHP, and I'm sure by now LA County Sheriffs from Santa Clarita getting involved here in the search, just canvassing the area along Sierra Highway and Newhall. If you do see a Dodge, I believe it's a Dodge Challenger in the area with Texas plates, why don't you give LAPD a call? Because that might be our murder suspect. Southbound Sierra Highway. I think you went southbound Sierra Highway. Let's can we go eastbound a little bit just to see where that Sierra Highway kind of goes under the freeway? Yeah, because I think it's hidden behind one of these hills here. Everybody lost it? So this is going to be, let's see, this is Sierra Highway under the 14. We're going to see a few of these CHP units. This looks like LAPD. Canvassing the area. This is an LAPD Van Nuys unit, actually. You know, at this point, they have nothing to go on as far as where this driver may have gone. We're keeping an ear out to LAPD, keeping an ear out to CHP. And I just have the camera on the intersection where we last saw this driver. I last saw this driver going northbound on Sierra Highway under the 14 freeway. You see a couple of CHP units kind of checking out the area. I mean, that's obviously not it. It's a white car. The car that we're looking for is black, although there was a story about a BMW that's capable of changing colors in the news over the weekend, overnight. And my first well, we're still looking for the suspect. It does have Texas plates. It is a murder suspect. They thought they They thought they had another similar looking car, but it had California plates. That's the car that the air unit actually followed out from under the bridge, but it had California plates. This one that they're looking for does have Texas plates. I don't know if the murder happened in Texas, but that's what we know right now. Where's the air unit right now? We're dealing with some air traffic in the area. All right, we're not leaving. We're just dealing with some air traffic in the area, folks. Hey, let's go northbound on the 14. It looks like their sheriff's is following somebody. Yeah, other way. Yeah. A little bit at 2 o'clock. You see an air unit and the other TV helicopter? They should be low. Air unit, looks like sheriff's at 2,000 and TV helicopter's at 28. A little bit of a ways now, actually. They're past Golden Valley. I don't know what they have, but it's the only action that I've seen so far. Yeah, looks like TV's coming back down the 14, and the sheriff's is more in like central Santa Clarita. I see him there out my door, kind of our elevation, or actually a little lower. TB helicopter's coming our way. I think I see him low. Low and to the left. You see him? Yeah. And there's a sheriff's helicopter, another, it's about 8, 9 o'clock now. No, not anymore. You're what? Say that again? Catherine? On the air traffic, it looked like the sheriff's helicopter was following something. .49. It sounds like they might have an ID of the driver, but they don't have the vehicle right now. Let's see, what are they saying? That's that fire we were at earlier. Somebody's up the 5 a little bit. It looks like sheriff's helicopter's up the 5, and they're probably gonna just track the 5 back down. So Catherine, I'm hearing LAPD, just one other one. I'm hearing LAPD, they're still trying to canvass the area. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if he got out, he's probably long gone. All right, Catherine, you want us to start floating back? Okay. No, all good. They've been. LAPD is a pretty consistent one that we can monitor up here. If we're still streaming on NBCLA.com and the NBC4 LA app, this one's a tough one. A murder suspect escaped law enforcement and 2 TB helicopters by pulling the old U-turn under a bridge move. The good news is LAPD believes that they possibly have an ID on the suspect. I'm just kind of visually looking at the area where the The suspect vehicle turned around. Still a few sheriff units down there, kind of feeling out the area, even though, yeah, at this point, it might be a lost cause as far as what CHP can do. But once again, the good news is LAPD does believe that they have an ID on the suspect, and they're going to use that to do what they can to further track this suspect down. We're going to sign off here on the live stream. Gabe Santos with pilot Enrique Magdaleno heading back to base. We'll see you on the next one.